Jon Foster, once the darling of American Idol, had been embroiled in a scandal that threatened to shatter his pristine reputation. For millions who cheered him on week after week, his journey from small-town dreamer to national sensation was nothing short of magical. But as the morning sun cast its first light, the headlines screamed of betrayal and deceit. Here's the long story behind the headlines and the aftermath of what happened today. 1. From quiet beginnings to idol stardom. Jon Foster was never destined to become a household name. Born and raised in rural Missouri, he spent his teenage years working at the local feed store and singing at church potlucks. His voice was pure, a velvety tenor with an emotional depth that made you feel every lyric. At age 19, he submitted a video audition for American Idol, singing Simon and Garfunkel's The Sound of Silence. The judges were spellbound. Over the next few months, viewers watched in rapt attention as Jon navigated the grueling rounds of rehearsal, judgment, and live performance. His humility, raw talent, and tender heart made him a fan favorite. His ballads, ranging from Beatles covers to original, folk-inspired pieces, brought tears to countless eyes. He reached the finale and placed second, narrowly missing the top spot but winning the admiration of millions. In the months that followed, he signed a recording contract, embarked on a sold-out national tour, and was hailed as the voice of a generation. His debut album soared to platinum status. Magazine covers, talk show interviews, and endorsement deals all came pouring in. The once anonymous farm boy who sang in a church choir was suddenly idolized nationwide. 2. Cracks begin to show. Even as Jon professed gratitude for his rapid rise, whispers of tension began echoing behind the scenes. Insider sources hinted at growing friction between Jon and his management team. Rumors circulated about last-minute cancellations and mounting pressure from labels who pushed him toward mainstream pop rather than the folk style he loved. Yet Jon tried to maintain the image of the humble star who never forgot his roots. On social media, he posted pictures of his childhood home with captions like "Humble Beginnings, Pure Dreams." During interviews, he spoke about giving back to rural communities, funding music programs in underfunded schools, sponsoring local talent shows, and starting a charity for future musicians. To fans, he seemed genuine, dedicated, and full of integrity. 3. Today's shocking headlines. This morning, all that changed. Breaking news orgs delivered bombshell after bombshell. Jon Foster had been accused of mismanaging millions from his charity foundation. Financial records leaked online suggested he diverted funds earmarked for music programs into personal accounts. A whistleblower within his own team had come forward, presenting documents showing large transfers from the Foster Music Foundation to private ventures. One of them, a stake in a luxury car dealership. The documents painted a stark picture. Tax-free donations meant for underprivileged schools instead funneled into high-end real estate purchases and car leases. Some transactions, the whistleblower claims, were backdated to cover up inconsistencies in year-end reports. Confronted with these records, Jon's publicist issued a brief statement. Mr. Foster categorically denies any wrongdoing and is fully cooperating with all inquiries. He has asked for time to respond properly once we've had a chance to review these documents. But skepticism roared across social media. Foster Exposed began trending on X and TikTok. 4. Reactions, shock, anger, and disbelief. Fans were horrified. Those who had donated to the foundation or attended benefit concerts felt betrayed. Heartbroken parents who believed in Jon's message for their students were stunned. One mother tearfully told reporters, "We thought he was genuine. We trusted him with our kids' futures." Critics hammered him mercilessly. Columnists condemned the scandal, calling it a wake-up call about celebrity charities and warning donors against blind trust in famous faces. Music insiders speculated that John's team must have known. Some went so far as to call the entire operation a Ponzi paper trail. But a group of devoted fans remained defiant. On some forums, they combated the leaks, vowing to wait for John's side of the story and citing his track record of transparency on stage. They pointed to no prior allegations of dishonesty and said he'd repeatedly shared creative control with his team, a sign of integrity.